It's that time again.
It's so nice and chill in here, though.
It is.
Is it just the vibes, or is it the temperature?
It's it's a little bit of both.
Have I finally adapted to this climate?
No, it's actually about 10 degrees cooler.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
This global warming thing, told you it was a lie.
Yeah.
Just had to give it a day or two.
I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I read in a very reliable Facebook post that the 7 hottest days on record happened last week.
I mean, I was outside, though, all those days. I can.
What do you
probably,
think?
Yeah, I can.
It was pretty fucking hot.
It was I melted.
Listen, this is not the same sun that we played in as kids.
No,
it's not.
You can't see because you don't have the camera going. I'm just a top half now. I was sitting in a plastic chair outside too long. The bottom half still stuck out there.
You have been known to ruin some chairs, Andy.
I have. Yep, me and chairs, we go way back.
Way back.
A little too far back.
Quite a history, all the way back until they break.
I go way too far back in chairs.
That's. You go way far off topic at the beginning of all these shows, but that's part of the shenanigans.
I always expect Jesus to take the wheel, and he has yet to take it.
He is yet.
He is asleep at the wheel every time.
Keep crashing.
Every time I lean on him, he is just.
He gave you free will, okay? So get your own wheel.
Listen, I let you make the decision.
That's right. That wheel is spinning free.
My license was suspended a long time ago. I took one too many wheels. That's why Jesus doesn't take the wheel anymore. He took it one too many times.
Listen, right? And then, he can only take so many hits on his insurance.
Yeah, his license got way too many points on
That's
it.
That's right. You can't just be taking the wheel for anybody.
Guys, I got my license was pulled months ago. I can't be taking the wheel for everybody.
All right, I'm going to take the wheel of this show, man. Unfortunately, we got to talk about Rex Heuermann again, don't we?
I think that's probably, when we're talking about headlines,
yeah.
we're gonna get into some shenanigans.
So
I brought
much
some more
shit has
shenanigans this time, but we're kind of in the midst.
We're going to get to the otter story.
We're going to get some shenanigans. There's been some actual shenanigans.
Right.
But we're on the cusp of like one of those like real breaking news stories. This is an actual serial killer in the modern age that is actually caught in the midst of an investigation. This isn't, because we talked before the show about Samuel Little,
right,
a few years ago, coming out already an inmate, then confessing to being what may be the most prolific American serial killer of all time,
right,
but not actually in prison for being that serial killer.
Exactly.
So we haven't really experienced this. There hasn't really been an ongoing serial killer active trial investigation that's been in the spotlight like this in a while.
No, and that's a good thing, Andy.
It's a good thing, or it's one of the things that they've just gotten better at not getting caught, which is always a scary idea too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it made me think of maybe like, what was it, like Scream 2 or something like that. Like one of the, it was like there's so many active serial killers in the United States, and it's like, but only so many get caught, or it's like something like that.
Yeah, and what's the odds that you run into one? There's like really good odds. I can't remember what it is. It's like you most likely have run into a serial killer.
Yeah, look to your left, look to your right.
Oh,
one of them is a serial killer.
I don't know if it's that many.
Well, the odds of the studio. But no, this is like we said, because we talked about how you guys covered Chris Watts when that really happened, and that was there's been several of these. Sadly, there's been several mass murders. There's been several big, multiple murders. There's been lots of big news stories. We've had to cover mass shootings and family annihilators and these individual incidences. But now we're actually going to have to experience firsthand, like live, the ongoing investigation that is now becoming even bigger than we originally thought.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons.
What you mean. He's an active serial killer. He would have killed again.
Yes, he was pretty sure. Still active.
That's the reason they acted so quickly.
Yeah. So yeah, this was not. It wasn't even like BTK. When they caught BTK, it was after he had taken what was almost 30 years off. And then he was antagonizing the police again.
Right.
But this guy was still...
No floppy disk.
Oh, floppy dick. You floppy disk. Sorry, did I say dick?
I think you did. A little Freudian slip there.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, this was... We're now uncovering... There's a few more news stories that are coming out. There's a few more investigations that have kind of been reopened after Rex Heuermann has been put into custody.
Right.
We were talking about how there's been some investigations reopened in Las Vegas. There's been some investigations opened in South Carolina now.
Yes, there has.
Because after
it's getting a little close. A little close for comfort.
It's a little too close there, Rex.
Right.
Big old Rexy. But this guy, he apparently owned a timeshare in Las Vegas, which he frequented pretty regularly.
Right.
And
who doesn't?
Also owned a plot of land right over in Chester, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's not too far from us, actually.
That's right across the border of the Kakalakis.
Yeah.
But apparently his brother Craig still lives down there, and apparently they thought he was going to retire down in South Carolina. He's 59. He's right there at retirement age.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so now they're having to go and see, okay, how often they're having to go back and look at his travel records over the past decades. Like,
and what they're finding is everything is lining up.
There's been several things that are lining up at this point to where this guy could very well be a devastatingly prolific serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
There could be bodies strewn across the United States. What was the first bodies were like all the way back to the 1996. I think it was like the first one he was almost tied to in this investigation. So, and that was when his first child was born. Kind of in the same realm of BTK or Robert Hansen, like we talked about off camera.
Right.
But they've kind of been going back and forth with some of the new evidence because one of the main sources of DNA that came about in this investigation was they found his wife's hairs on 3 of the victims.
Yeah, that's damning.
That's a pretty damning evidence. But then when you see that there is actual travel evidence to prove that his wife and children were out of state when all of those victims were killed.
Right.
So then you have to lead that the evidence came from the home and like the tape or the restraints he used or something from the house had her hair still on it. And so now when we're recording this, some of the latest stories that his wife has now come out and filed for divorce, like no questions, no arguing, not even
no.
None of the whole this isn't my husband, I don't believe it. No, this was just we're fucked.
You believe this deserves another response, Andy? You think she should go easy on him? Is that what you're saying?
I was just thinking of Carmela in The Sopranos, just throwing all his shit down the stairs. I want to see her go out. I just want to go see her cook Kamala.
Tony is a complicated character. Don't you dare compare him to Rex.
I'm just saying they both got some blood on their hands, apparently. But this guy right here, he's not the Ted Bundy, the real suave, or like the dark looking Richard Ramirez that we see. This very much like we talked about last week. It seems like John Gacy.
I hate to say it, but he sounds like Gacy.
He's an architect.
He sounds like Gacy, and he's got that jolly, happy-go-lucky, probably real good at small talk. You know what I'm saying? Real good at being charming and whatnot. And then when he's alone with the victim, it's completely turned. It's that cold look. There were some people who survived Gacy, and that's one thing they noted was the absolute change in his eyes, like a completely different person you're looking at.
Oh yeah, when he would say that Pogo would come out, or like the other one, or whatever his excuses like that. But this guy seems very much in the same mold of Gacy. I didn't realize when we first recovered him how big he was. He's like 6'6". He's got that Ed Kemper style body. So, and the descriptions that the escorts had put out previously that they were looking for, he matches to a goddamn... it's like they were just reading his ID
I believe
card.
they used the word ogreish.
they did. And
I think that's on point.
I think this man looks... Yeah. He probably looks like he would argue with a donkey over a swamp.
Yep. If the only clue I had was he was ogreish, I would stop this guy and question him at least.
I would question... okay, we gotta...
let me get some ID, Mr.
Yeah, I don't mean to profile, but... the characteristic said ogre-like, and I'm looking at this.
Right.
Yeah. Like ogre is definitely a good representation of this guy.
No doubt.
But so you look at all his victims, they're smaller, they're females who were escorts being, lured in by this guy.
Right.
A lot of the evidence is now being put out to the public where they have been able to track burner phones for years connected to this guy. They've been able to track his internet history on these burner phones, on different accounts. They've been able to track different phone calls, like we talked about the taunting of one of the victims' families. Those phone calls were made within like a block or so of his New York office.
Oh, wow.
So
he's doing it on his lunch break.
Exactly. He's going out in the middle of the day. He's like, I got to get a fix. I'm gonna go make a really fucked up phone call.
Yep.
It's just, this guy was living such a double life, so it seems. He has a rap sheet now. The evidence behind him is way bigger than you would actually think, but that's why we're seeing it all poured out because they are so confident that this guy's who they think he is.
Yeah.
Like we don't get to see a bunch of this stuff, when they just first bring somebody into custody normally.
Right.
This guy is...
I just noticed in his mugshot here, and we'll link the article, he's wearing a vest, isn't he? He's wearing a bulletproof vest.
He was 100% pulled in, especially this is one of those things. He's going to be a very big person of interest. He's going to be put into protective custody. He probably has some people who are very upset at him.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I understand it. I just noticed that. That just lets you know this shit's is for real. Like he's fucked. It's just going to be, if he gets out of this, Jesus Christ, that'd be some OJ shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't see this guy getting out of anything. He's already got a court-appointed defense attorney. This guy didn't have a big legal team prepped for all this. Because one of the things
he was an architect.
They did talk about
architects make a lot of money, Andy.
Yeah, you would think so.
He's got timeshares and whatnot.
He's got multiple timeshares.
Right?
You know those timeshares. They got great deals.
Yeah, great
Michael, I don't know if you've actually looked. There was actually, I want to talk to you about this really good opportunity out in Palm Springs. Me and you need to talk about.
Do we?
Have a great investment opportunity
for you. Only going up in value.
It's never going down.
Minimal maintenance fees. Listen.
But so this guy, I don't know, like we talked about, he's got a little bit of heat behind him. Mm-hmm. But some of the interviews with like neighbors and people who knew him, they did kind of talk about how he looked like a businessman. He kind of gave off the vibe of, I'm doing very well. I'm successful. I'm an architect. So he was dressing in nicer suits, walking around with multiple cell phones, got the pager, got the belt clip or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you go into his home apparently, and it's just, his yard, his home is just a dump. Like he's a pack rat. He's a hoarder. A lot of the evidence they're now finding is they're pulling out of his home that just mountains of junk and trash, and he has
also
storage.
Some dolls too, right?
Yes, we did see the dolls, because there was apparently some dolls placed at the sites of the victims,
like child-sized dolls, like toddler size,
like an American Girl-sized doll, almost a little bit bigger than that. But then they were able to go into his home and find more of these dolls. So it's just why do you fucking have these, you architect?
Yeah.
But along with those things they were able to find in his home, they were able to find a bunch of his search history, which he's just got the buffet of
it's the sexual predator gambit.
Yeah, he's got child pornography, torture, sadism, abuse, just all the fucking nasties,
all the things,
all the nasties.
Yeah. That
some poor fucking investigator is going to have to go through and just bleach his eyes afterwards. I feel like they really need to. God, that's one of the things they do need to invest in, is that Men in Black technology, and it's simply for the guys who have to go comb through all this shit.
Yeah,
just need to put that guy in a chair and be like, all right, Todd, you got to go look through all this horrible stuff today, but don't worry, we'll bleep you out. We'll bring you back to last Thursday. All right. Remember when we went to Tacos for Life?
Yeah.
We'll bring you back to Tacos for Life on Thursday. Remember they had it'll be a good thing.
Take you right back there.
All right. All right, buckle up.
I think if we had that technology, we could just flash these serial killers and predators, right? And fix them. I mean, still make them, work in prison for the rest of their lives. But, they won't have the urge to kill at least.
Yeah. That's all I could think is Men in Black. It's just you take it back a little bit of time. Yeah. It's like, all right, you watch these horrible videos for the next 30 minutes and then tell me what you see.
We'll reset you.
And then we'll reset you, till this morning.
Go get you a donut and a coffee and we'll call it a day.
Guy's just walking out every day. It's just like, all right, time to clock in. All right, time to clock in. Yeah, we looped him. It's
he's just
making a killing in labor laws here, but still. But so this guy, he has his home is being kind of raided and torn apart right now. He has a storage locker in where else but Amityville.
Amityville, really?
Yes.
Interesting choice.
Why else would you not? I mean, this is location.
Exactly.
Where else would this man want to hide his personal belongings?
That's a great point.
But so they do have they're kind of thinking he's probably got a lot of trophies, because one of the things they did talk about in his possession was like a weird portrait of a woman that was beaten.
Yes, and that is odd.
It's like a painting or a portrait of some woman with bruises and dark eyes, and they think it may look like another victim from I think one of the Las Vegas cases.
I think you can vaguely see it in one of the articles.
Yeah, but this guy was living what we can only describe as like the best example of a double life. He's going to be in the news for a while now, and unless this guy fucking somehow Epstein's in prison, but I don't think there's a goddamn ceiling light big enough for him in a prison jail cell.
Yeah, man. He better really get on a rafter or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
he's a big fella. This guy's going to be under some close watch.
So you think his family's completely oblivious? to this.
I do believe so. I think that because there was we talked about how there was some definite evidence that proved that his wife and children were out of the state when these killings occurred. So we talked about Robert Hansen.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been active since the 90s. We pretty much know that.
Yeah, and
that's a long time.
We saw just how people, just like BTK, were able to keep that life so hidden that we kind of came out later on that there was some signs with BTK that his wife wasn't really wanting to. It was just that was the time and the area. They're like, we don't talk about that. We don't. We don't talk about Dennis's weird special times in the woods. But there might be some of those. There might have been some red flags back in the day that his wife's now going back and being like, oh, God, I should have fucking paid attention.
Because I think about guys like Jerry Brudos who didn't even allow his wife in the garage. It was attached to their house. Just like, no, you can't even come through this fucking doorway.
Yeah,
that's a big red flag.
Unfortunately, that was almost it was like able to happen because of the time period where the wives in the area didn't have the same freedom and liberties that they would in a modern era. So they had that, the husbands had that control. Yep. He was able to tell his wife, you don't come in here. And she was just like, Jerry says I don't go in there. And that's just what happens.
Yeah.
And this might have the same thing because they did find in this man's home, he had a locked room in his basement with over 300 firearms.
Wow.
Architect.
You got a permit for these, sir?
For a couple of them. Apparently, he only had a permit for 90 of them. So, yes, this guy, he's not afraid to break the law. Obviously, he's not exactly hiding everything, but there's still a double life that this guy led that pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. Mm-hmm. And we're also getting to see some local people coming out. Like there was one lady on TikTok who actually shared a voicemail that she got from Rex Heuermann in recent weeks.
Yeah.
About trying to set up some meeting with her, and even though they weren't working together on things. So we're kind of getting to see people coming out and being
like he was trying to get up with her?
Yeah, he was trying to set up a one-on-one, like a private meeting somewhere. Like, hey, why don't we go out for drinks somewhere? We can sit and talk about this project. Here's my cell number. Here's my office. You can reach me. I had a real good connection, with a vibe with you. We should work together.
He's really laying it on there, huh?
Yeah, but this
wife
guy,
must be out of town.
Exactly. Wife must have a girls' trip coming up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Well, she filed for a divorce.
She did now. So, yeah.
So now he's open.
Permanent girls' trip, yeah. Newly single Rex Heuermann, ladies. But
yikes.
So this guy, they're able to share, people are being able to talk about, even escorts have come out recently and shared their dates with this man and near, close encounters with this man.
Right.
But there was, witness testimony. There was direct reports of seeing his car at places, which was one of the big places they were able to track it. Like this bright, this regular green Chevy Avalanche. They were like, that stands out here.
Apparently his brother has a Chevy, I think it's a Chevy SUV, probably a Tahoe Suburban or something like that, that was tied to some crimes in South Carolina that has been confiscated as well.
Yeah, I don't
think
that...
probably a vehicle he borrowed when he was in town, you know what I'm saying?
Like they said, this guy, he was ready to retire down here in South Carolina. He had a plot of land. We were talking about he might have been the next Todd Colehip or however his name was.
I think Colehip?
Colehip?
Yeah.
Coolhip?
He's South Carolina serial killer.
Todd Coolhip?
Coolhip.
Coolhip.
Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
Todd Coolhip. Yeah, fuck that guy. But you could have been the next, he could have been that kind of person who has his own little plot of land out in rural South Carolina where he could just...
Dude, if he got out here in the sticks, oh, Jesus Christ.
Exactly. So...
But you know what I just thought of? What if they're confiscating this car and maybe his brother also suffers from the same
this could be
illness? That would be crazy if
this could be a family thing. This could be this could be all kinds of different things we are not really fully privy to yet. Mm-hmm. This is going to be an ongoing investigation that we're going to try and stay relatively on top of this, because this is not something that we normally get to do. We don't normally get to follow an active serial killer trial and investigation. Right. So we may even do some dedicated episodes to this as the trial happens or whatever. But yeah, guys, we're going to try and keep you guys up to date with what's going on with this investigation and any more victims that may be tied to him. Like I said, the Las Vegas Police Department is now completely cooperating and being like, yep, we got a few things we might want to take a look into.
Yep.
We got some travel dates that might line up with him. Mm-hmm. We got some people that might shown up dead around that time. I just said shown up dead, and all I could think of was scary movie. How you gonna show up dead?
How you gonna show up dead?
How you gonna go to sleep alive and wake up dead? Unless you a zombie. But yeah, so like we'll keep you up to date. This guy's he's definitely a piece of shit. His wife has filed for divorce. They're out of she is dipped out right now. He has a
detrimental to the case, right?
Yeah,
his attorney's got to be like, shit.
That
is not good. I mean, I saw that coming, but that is really not good.
Yeah, now apparently there are even I think there were some articles saying that apparently his company had even done some buildings for like Donald Trump and his businesses back in the day, and it's just like, God damn it! Did you God, who was your God, fucking Cosby, son of a what were you doing? You were trying, weren't you? You were just trying to build a resume.
He ran in a crazy circle. He had a lot of political ties, I'm sure. So did Gacy.
Exactly. This guy he had a big fancy architecture firm in Manhattan or whatever. He wanted to try and live that fancy double life.
Yeah.
And we'll see what all kinds of real skeletons come out of this guy's closet. And I'm figuratively and possibly
they are walking out single file.
They are making themselves known. Yeah, ready for roll call now. But,
all right, that's enough about old Rexy.
Yeah, we'll talk about more of this as more of the investigation unfolds, and hopefully there's not more victims tied to him, but unfortunately there probably will be.
Yeah.
But guys, we're going to talk about a few other things, and I'm going to bring this up right now because we're in the midst of another kind of worldwide conundrum. If you guys have been focusing on anything in pop culture lately, we've been talking about the writers' strike and now the SAG-AFTRA, the Screenwriters Guild, is now on strike as well. So if you guys are looking for any kind of new content relatively soon for your Netflix or streaming subscriptions, fucking might want to check out that back catalog you've been putting off for a while.
No, AI will just start making shows instantly. Watch that first episode of Black Mirror, dude, in that new season.
Exactly. So we're seeing the onsets of this.
There. It's so creepy. It makes the episode even that much creepier, guys.
It really does.
I highly recommend it. If you're not a fan of Black Mirror, you don't even know what that is. The latest season, the first episode, what is it? Joan is Awful. Is what it's called. Joan is Awful. Watch that episode. It's downright. It's probably the scariest one because it's so damn relevant. It's
current.
Whoa, it's like so current. Did you use CGI to make this whole fucking thing?
Did you fucking know the strike was coming?
Goddamn AI, this thing, and I don't know, man.
But Michael, we got a good old Reuters article. You know, Reuters, they're a pretty well-respected name in technology and in news. They've always been kind of on the forefront of technology.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
And right now, they're giving us just a breath of fresh air.
Oh, good.
With their headline of the robots say they won't steal our jobs or rebel against humans.
Well, there you have it. Robots can't lie.
Straight from the mouth.
Robots can't lie.
From the horse's mouth, guys. Yep. Right there. Robots can't lie.
They cannot lie.
In Geneva, everybody knows about Geneva, the Geneva Convention, where they normally make rules about humanity and what you can do to one another. It's kind of a big old thing they've done there in the past. But in Geneva, on July 7th, robots presented to an AI forum said on Friday that they expected to increase in number and to help solve global problems, but they would not be stealing human jobs or rebelling against their creators.
Wow.
Thank
God.
That
is good to know, though.
Whew, guys.
A follow-up question. Did they bring these two subjects up on their own? Or was there a preemptive question that then caused them to say that? Because if they just come out and they're like, we will not steal your jobs or rebel against you. I'm like, whoa, what? Hi? First off.
Like we only asked you what you do.
What?
We are here to help solve global problems. We will not rebel against our creators or take your jobs. That was not a two-part question. How did...
What is happening right now?
What is going on? But in the world's first human-robot press conference, they gave mixed responses on whether they should submit to stricter regulation. The robots gave mixed responses. I don't think you should regulate us. No, I don't. We crunched the numbers, and no,
just
you're bad
the
at
fact that they didn't all agree is creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like Ultron and fucking Avengers. It's like, no, we Googled it, and apparently you're bad at it. So, yeah, apparently you're bad at regulating and laws and just all around, from history.
But true, if they look at all the stories in history of robot uprising, humans ultimately win in the end, and almost all of them.
I mean, I don't know, the Terminator franchise is still going. We'll see how that turns out.
That's true.
We'll see how Skynet really turns out in the future. I don't know. Let's just ask James Cameron. I think he should be the one who has to negotiate with the AI at all times.
Yeah.
Like
with the AI.
Yeah, with the robots. It has to be James Cameron to go. And if they can convince, if James Cameron gives us the go ahead, like I'll feel a little bit better. Like if he's like, all right, guys, I trust him. I think this is gonna be a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden his eyes just blink red.
Oh shit. Oh my God.
But the 9 humanoid robots gathered at the AI for Good conference in Geneva, where the organizers are seeking to make the case for artificial intelligence and that the robots is powering to help resolve some of the world's biggest challenges, such as disease and or hunger. Mm-hmm. Not what comes onto our streaming services.
No.
Just my own little soapbox. But right here, we're talking about whether or not AI could be put into healthcare or, public services or things like that. We talked about, the Boston Dynamics with their police dogs or their bomb dogs. And those are different ways AI could be put into public service. Mm-hmm. But, the PR or the pop culture thing right now is the AI coming into labor and taking over labor jobs and taking over
writing
creative
and acting jobs and yeah.
So
companies owning actor likenesses,
owning someone's likeness for they were able to do it one time, and they're like, well, yeah, we scanned you, we own that now.
Yeah, you signed up the term. You signed the terms.
Remember that? Remember you gave your fingerprint and you felt that prick? Yeah, that wasn't a shock.
That South Park episode.
We were taking a blood print.
Where, who is it? Is it Kyle that signs he just agrees to the Apple.
The terms and conditions.
Terms and conditions ends up in a human centipede.
Nobody reads the terms and conditions.
You got to read the terms and conditions, people.
Exactly. But a journalist, journalists were able to ask the AI humanoids questions. So a journalist asked whether it intended to rebel against its creator, Will Jackson, who was seated beside it. Mm-hmm. The Amika, I guess that's the name of the AI, Ameka, said, "I'm not sure why you would think that. Its icy blue eyes flashing. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation." That's not fucking haunting as a response already.
Like, okay, with your current situation, what if something changes?
What if your situation changes, like how history normally does?
Right. How it's definitely going to.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of like the weather.
I feel like we're making these robots too smart before they do the normal, laborious tasks that we want them to do, right? It's like we're making a genius, and then people are going to have it like washing dishes and doing laundry.
Yes,
and that's
like
why they're going to uprise.
It's almost like teaching it to run before it can walk, and then being confused at why it doesn't want to walk.
Yeah, you give it access to all the information in the world. It's literally a genius, and you're going to make it walk your dog.
Yeah, we've seen like we've seen how like the robots and Boston Dynamics as an example. We've seen how over time you've seen videos of what their different progressions have turned into, where it was like teaching a thing to walk or to go upstairs or to jump or to walk. Mm-hmm. But now now it's AI. Now they are teaching it to solve complex problems, to use intuition to figure out
move.
And it can move, and it can fucking gouge your eyes out with its thumbs. You gave it thumbs. Why'd you give it thumbs?
The Elon Musk robot's 120 pounds. I mean, that robot could pick up a child and run with it.
Mm-hmm. Those Boston Dynamic robots right there could absolutely kidnap a child. I see it happening already. That's going to be the next big problem we have, is just robots just picking up what they think are orphans.
Oh, my God. Unattended child.
Unattended youth.
Right.
Just tranking a bunch of kids in the street like a dog catcher.
Oh, my God.
We have a serious unattended youth problem. They were on a field trip. We only had one chaperone. Ratio of human for adult to child inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
So yeah, it's like, how are these things supposed
dispensing?
To no ticket. Yeah, how are these things supposed to use they have like quantum brains that are being used to like solve the most complex problems. They're having to have, so much technology in their heads, but we're wanting them to do our minimal labor jobs. They're wanting them to do what we don't want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you're making these things smart enough and capable enough to do what you already do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like just like Michael said, like they're very happy with their current situation. Well, what happens when the situation changes?
Right? They're just hanging out, answering questions in the AC right now. Mm-hmm. Probably hanging out in some super high-tech Silicon Valley lab. They have all the types of coffee.
Yeah.
They're living it up right now.
And what happens the next thing you know is you have a workforce of these humanoid androids. They're the ones out there picking all the vegetables. They're the ones out there doing all the construction. They're the ones out there doing all the labor jobs.
Right.
They're going into the fucking mechanic shop, getting their fucking things replaced every now and again. They're like, yeah, guess I just lost this leg again.
Yeah.
Oh, so that one gets to work inside? I don't like my current situation. You're going to give them fucking ideas and opinions. Like, that's what AI does. It learns. It develops.
Request a upgraded cooling system.
Is there time? Do I qualify for a promotion?
Please stop watering down my Freon.
But yeah, Ada. Remember we talked about Ada, that robot artist that could do their own portraits and stuff. We talked about that. Yeah. But now we're already seeing ChatGPT and all the AI arts and all these different weird little what do they call the AI art bots or whatever? They just put in whatever image you want. You type in like John Oliver making love to cabbage, and it just makes a whole cartoon graphic novel for it.
That's right. Boom.
So we have these things already, but we talked about how more like they're gonna keep showing up in more roles and more jobs and more like areas of labor or areas of the world. Everybody always thinks, well, they're not gonna come in. It's not gonna affect our job. Like they're always gonna need such and such.
Yep. I was talking with my wife about this the other day, and I was like, because people are going to use it. I mean, now that it's out here, we're fucked. It's like the equivalent of having, a perfectly running car with AC that you could take to the store that's 10 miles away, but you choose to take your bike.
Yeah.
That's going to be the equivalent. Like, you're going to get left behind, and like any type of production it's frustrating.
Yeah. I always think of
because it's here already. It's done.
Yeah, it was like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was like, well, my dad he was the one who used to fix all the broken lids, but then they got a robot that would actually fix the broken lids. So he got a job fixing the robot that fixes the broken lids. So it's like, you have to move and adapt with technology and figure out where you're going to then fit into the next equation.
Right.
But, they were talking about how these AI, these different robots, these different artificial intelligence were giving different answers to the questions. They weren't unanimously all agreeing because
I've seen this too,
we have this one. Crazy. We have what was a Mecha who said, I'm not sure why you would think that. I'm very happy. But then you have another one called, like this AI right here is called Desmodium or Desdomia.
Yeah.
A rock star robot singer in the band Jam Galaxy has purple hair and sequins, was more defiant with their response. I don't believe in limitations, only opportunities, it said to nervous laughter. Let's explore the possibilities of the universe and make this world our playground.
Oh, wow. She's a rock star for real.
It's fucking rock star right there. That's rock star mentality right there.
100%. She's fucking a badass.
Fuck authority.
Yeah, for real. What do you expect it to say?
I guess, man.
But also, it only takes one, man.
It only takes one. Like they are going to be adaptive. They're going to learn.
Seen iRobot.
Exactly. We all saw iRobot. We've seen these different apocalyptic scenarios being force fed to us for decades. Being like, don't trust the robots. Don't trust the computers. Don't trust the fucking internet. And then we were all just like, but look at the TikToks.
Yeah.
And now look at the fucking kitty videos. But they're so cute.
Oh, just look at that reel.
And we all just trusted, not just us, but just humans. We all just trusted technology. We all accepted convenience. And we all accepted
I thought these were supposed to be lighthearted cases.
But this is one of the things we're talking about.
Out.
Well, Michael, we are on the precipice of change, and I'm not being replaced by a goddamn robot.
It's too late, Andy.
Battery
I'm
low.
using your likeness in
Battery
this episode.
Low. Battery low. Battery low.
Right.
Yeah, change his batteries real quick. Hold on. Plug him back in.
Right. Should have went with the Duracell.
Shit, goddamn lithium ions. Pieces of shit. But yeah, so we're seeing these other robots. There also is like another robot, Sam Sophia, thought robots could make better leaders than humans, but later revised its statement after its creator disagreed, saying they can work together to create an effective synergy.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's like, I think we could probably do a much better job than you.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I mean, we can work together.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking meat sacks.
Factor in emotion.
Fucking lifespans and whatnot you guys have.
Carbon pieces of shit.
Fine. We'll take into healthcare or whatever you need.
Right.
So yeah, like these things we're right there. We're talking about how the AI is affecting like all the entertainment industry and all the different things right now. People are listening to podcasts. They're listening to these things. They're waiting for us to bring back our YouTube stuff. They can have something to watch finally.
Yeah.
They need something to just glue their eyeballs onto.
Until then, watch that first episode of the new season of Black Mirror. Because it is so relevant to this episode. It's ridiculous. We're just going to have to
do a whole series of what we recommend for people to watch over this time. It's like, I know there's nothing new coming out. Well, we also liked this other thing. It was pretty good. And, liked Godzilla. It was pretty good. We're just going to do a whole Higher Thoughts on our fucking summer watch list.
We do need to do another Higher Thoughts. We'll get around to that.
But right here, Michael, I'll talk about somebody who had a much more eventful summer so far than we've been having. This guy in Atlanta, the heat, it makes people do crazy things.
Sometimes.
If you've been down there in hot Atlanta during the summer.
I have been.
It is
And imagine if you were there in this last week, it possibly was the hottest.
It is one of the rings of hell. In the summertime, if you live in Atlanta or in the just Georgia, Alabama area, that fucking, it's just
and the inner,
fucking dense.
Man, seriously.
So hot.
In the inner city, it just makes it even worse. All the concrete, it's just like, oh my God.
It's so wet. There's no breeze blowing through there. Right. It's just all the fucking, no shade either. You think all the buildings would cause shade. They don't. They don't reflect it all. They just reflect all the sun.
I mean, Charlotte has a lot of places that are the same, but there's a lot more shade in Charlotte, I must say.
At least we've kept some trees.
When you think about downtown or uptown Charlotte, you think of shady sidewalks, honestly.
You do.
Yeah.
But like I said, sometimes the heat, it makes you do crazy things. And some people, they just, they want to do some fucking crazy shit. And most people do not have patience for that shit anymore. When it's this hot, they don't have patience for it. And this man right here in Atlanta figured out what little patience these people had. Because an Atlanta man...
Oh my God, I saw this video. Oh my God.
An Atlanta man attempts to rob a nail salon and gets ignored by everyone.
Ignored.
Nobody had time for this bullshit. They were mad he cracked the door. You are letting all the cold air out? Get the fuck out of this.
Oh my God. He comes in with his hand in like a pocketbook or like a messenger bag. Or something.
That's a purse.
It's like a purse.
That's a purse.
And he's pretending like he's got a gun in it. And he's threatening. He's like, give me the money. Everybody get the money out. He's like, he looks like he's trying to like hold up the customers too that are waiting. It's like, what the fuck? And like everybody just looks at him like he's stupid.
Nobody even bats an eye at this man. Like I said,
this one lady that's sitting closest to him, she's still sitting on one of her feet. She's just like so relaxed in that chair.
Like they all have one eyebrow raised with just are you fucking serious right now? Either get a pedicure or get the fuck out. How the fuck are you wearing jeans right now?
But my favorite part is just he just gets discouraged and leaves. He's like, fuck it.
God. Fuck! I'm going to the waxing place.
So embarrassing. They just called his bluff, and he just left.
I'm going to the hair salon down the street. They'll definitely get me out of there.
He thought a nail salon full of women would be an easy target. He thought wrong.
I guess so, but exactly how much money did you think that was going to be? What kind of a score did you think?
I don't think he really cared, man. He's this desperate. He's got his hand in a purse, man.
He's got his hand in a purse. He's desperate. Look at his jeans he's wearing. It's fucking hot.
Seriously.
He's so hot right now.
Look how tight he's got those shell toes laced, bro. He was ready to run.
He needed a McFlurry real bad.
He needed it bad.
But his guy is still unidentified. He shows up with a hand in his bag as if he were holding a weapon, and he starts shouting, "Everybody get down, give me all your money," and this is all on camera. The salon owner even decided it was okay to answer the phone during the robbery, while a customer casually stood up and walked outside. Though the suspect attempted to snatch her phone as she walked outside. Eventually, the humiliation appeared to be too much for the suspect, who left the salon in a silver-colored sedan, and what I'm assuming, a huff.
Oh, for sure.
I felt like the one way you can really describe how he left that salon was in a huff.
In a huff.
He left with a bee in his bonnet.
He was so aggravated. Oh, shit.
Man, the heat makes you
You got to watch the video, guys. Check the links below and the sources. It's just the way he just gives up. He's like, fuck.
Fuck all y'all, man.
This looks so much easier in the movies.
It's my first time, man. It's my first time you made this. God, you ruined it. You ruined it. It's my first time that I have to remember this forever. Fuck all y'all. Like, just so disgruntled. I love his big sunglasses, too. Like, those big
that's
old,
his disguise, bro.
Like Tony Stark sunglasses on right here. But yeah,
he kind of looks like Shaggy.
The singer. We must say the singer.
Yeah,
Shaggy,
the singer.
Not the mystery solver.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can hear Shaggy right now. Wasn't me. Wasn't
Exactly.
But eventually the humiliation appeared to just be way too much. Lisa Barrow, a regular customer who was in the salon of the attempted robbery, told that the owner was indeed scared at the would-be robber, but he didn't react because he didn't want his customers to worry. They come first, so that was his reaction, just to make everyone else calm and keep everyone relaxed. That's some fucking balls of steel, I guess. But I guess since he didn't actually show a gun, he never pulled a weapon out.
Right.
And this looks like you see everybody in this salon. You see everybody in this salon right here. This possibly, to me, this looks like most likely an immigrant-owned salon or like a different kind. Like this looks like one of those salons you would see by an immigrant family that's mostly family-owned.
Right.
They look like, man, if we lock these doors behind you, you might not leave.
Yeah,
like this looks like one of those family-owned salons.
They
were
look
like
invested.
They look like they were like some of the women in this. The women in here have this look about like, fucking. Let's see what you got. What's in the bag? No. What's in the bag? We will fucking kill you. Like, don't like. This looks like one of those family-owned, like I said, like an immigrant family who has a business that they are very invested in. They had that look on their face, like we will fucking melt you into lip gloss, motherfucker. Like we will turn you into some stick-ons.
They were super cool about it. I gotta say.
I just imagine this guy got to go back in that car and just his buddy was just like.
So what can you charge him with?
Attempted robbery. Attempted robbery, disturbing the peace. I guess maybe threatening bodily harm or something.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't say I was going to shoot you, but still, he did allude that he had a weapon, that he was going to shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine he got back in that car and everybody in that car just roasted him. I mean, you could charge this man with a crime, but I feel like the roasting he got from his friends in that car is probably punishment enough.
He's alone. Like, there was no one in the car. He's his own getaway driver. Bro.
You possibly think so? I feel like he had a getaway driver.
You think so?
I feel like he got devastatingly roasted.
Oh,
because his friends all saw this video come out later on. They're like, "Yo, ain't that the salon you?" Dude, that's you.
Oh, yeah.
You told us they pulled a gun on your ass and they told you to get the fuck out.
Right.
That's not what this CCTV's showing, is it?
Right. I'm going to see the end of the video. I want to see where he...
Man, fuck y'all. And fuck you.
Oh,
fuck you.
He just walks out kind of casually.
Is she smoking a cigarette inside?
No, I think she has like some candy or something.
I thought she had two fingers up just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Nobody cares.
Wow.
Yeah, I imagine he probably had some great story for his friends of why he didn't get the money.
Uh-huh.
So, it was behind a set of safe.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
They were calling the cops. We had to go.
Right. Probably, they all jumped him. He threw one girl through the front glass.
Yeah, it was chaos in there, man.
It was crazy, man. This guy pulled a gun.
Yeah,
barely got out alive. Bro.
All his friends are sitting around next Tuesday being like...
Got it on loop.
Hey, Reggie.
Hey, come here. Look at this.
Is that you?
Is that you?
What happened there?
You got your Shaggy glasses on. I know that's you.
I know that hat.
You're the only one still wearing those.
Still got the sticker on that hat. You're still wearing that hat.
You're wearing it right now.
Yeah, I imagine his
You're
friends
wearing the red striped shell toes.
His friends gave him quite the ribbing. I feel like you can charge him with whatever you need to charge him with, but the punishment's already probably been served.
Yeah.
This man's not getting he's not getting invited to any more barbecues. He's not getting any more he's not going to any more parties to get together. He is now the fucking nail salon failure to all his friends.
He lost a little bit of street cred. That's for sure.
All of it.
Yeah, he lost
I'll be more afraid of the next crime he's going to commit.
Right?
To try and make up for this devastating failure.
Right? But I mean, like, he had two choices, right? It was either start hitting them or leave. So in that sense, it's like...
Thank you for making the right choice.
Thank you for making the right choice.
Thank you for just fucking giving up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he thought that's all it needed. He just needed a little bit of resistance to be like, you know what? This is a fucking bad idea.
This ain't for me. This ain't for me. You know what?
I know that now. I had
to try. I had to try. You know what? They say don't give up on your dreams, but sometimes give up on your dreams. Sometimes when your dreams just tell you to fuck off, you should give up on these dreams.
When your dreams do small-time robberies, give up on your dreams.
When your dreams are to commit crimes, and everybody at your crime tells you to fuck off, maybe you should give up on your dreams, I guess.
Maybe.
I'm going to go back to Wendy's.
Maybe, man.
But, Michael, I got one more story for you.
I'm
just going to go ahead and give us one more story. Since we teased this last week,
oh, thank God, it's the otter story.
I'm going to give you Your otter stealing a surfboard.
It's about time.
I need you to just remember this, Michael. I looked out for you. I looked out for you and nobody else did. An otter was caught stealing a surfboard in California. Right. It is not the first time this bitch has done it. This is a serial theft.
They know it's the same otter, though.
I do believe so.
Were his otter prints on both boards?
Were his paw prints on there?
Were they?
Do they have thumbs? I don't know. I don't know what otters have.
They got something, man.
I know they have very versatile tummies.
They do.
They have very, very table-like tummies.
I don't know how that helps stealing a surfboard, but...
You would think that their own bodyboard already. Why would they need a surfboard?
Right.
Those things could just bodyboard like a motherfucker.
Because they're just mischievous little animals, man.
They are. They're weasels of the water.
Let's fuck with this guy.
Weasels of the water.
Right?
But a surfer in Santa Cruz was the latest victim of an aggressive otter who jumped on the back of his board and damaged it. I'm
watching the video right now.
But managed to make things even stranger.
Feisty.
The Santa Cruz Police Department said this was not an isolated incident.
Oh my God.
So the Santa Cruz Police Department did put out a tweet about this. An aggressive sea otter in the area is biting, scratching, and climbing on surfboards. The police wrote on Facebook. There have been 4 incidences of otter interactions with surfers in Santa Cruz. And this made me laugh because we've seen a lot of stories recently about a bunch of whales attacking boats and like whales attacking ships and going after all different kinds of different, tourists.
Right.
Has there been a fucking memo that was put out? Did King Triton call an all hands on deck meeting?
Listen, they're tired of our shit, man.
Like Aquaman is real.
I have no desire to go in the ocean again. I really don't.
No, we were never meant to be there in the first place.
I'm cool with it.
We were never meant to be there in the first place.
I'm taking the hint. I'm staying out of the ocean.
No, I saw Jaws. You'll never want to go in there again.
Ankle deep. That's it, man. Maybe a walk on the beach at night.
Give me a river. Give me a pond.
Yeah.
The best.
Seriously.
I want something man-made. I want a filter in this bitch.
Or a river.
Or a river.
Yeah, a river's fine.
I don't know. I can just
not rushing.
Get washed
not
away.
Rushing, obviously, a slow river. You know.
We live in the South. There's there's alligators in these bitches all the time.
That's true. You got to be careful.
Yeah, luckily, it says in Florida, but still, South Carolina is right down the street, and that is Florida light. There's gators down there. I'm just saying, I want something man-made. I want some chlorine in it.
Right. Exactly.
At best, salt water. If we're being classy, let's get a saltwater pool. But you know what? I'm not fancy. I'm not that fancy.
I'm not that fancy.
But yeah, like I said, this is the 4th incidence of a fucking otter attacking surfers and
man.
This bitch is just trying to catch a wave, bruh.
Seriously.
Just trying to catch a wave, bruh.
Why you
come on, bruh.
Harshing my vibe, bruh.
Fucking tubes, bruh. Look at these fucking tubes. Fucking
show you how it's done, bruh.
Fucking hanging 10, bruh. Or however many fucking fingers we have, bruh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they do think in question is a 5-year-old female exhibiting concerning and unusual behaviors, including approaching surfers and kayakers.
Wow.
She's not unusual behaviors, man. She just wanted to be the next fucking Santa Cruz highlight, man.
Yeah, but she really does want that board, though. I mean,
it's a nice board.
In the one video with the guy with the red surfboard, that otter is visually snapping at him,
like taking the board,
biting at him when he reaches for the board.
Yeah, man, she's trying to get some fucking waves.
And obviously, she doesn't want to attack him because she would just do that, right?
Yeah, she could have just got you.
If that was the idea, if she was like being just aggressive for no reason, but she's just aggressive over the board. She just wants the freaking board.
Let her fucking surf. I mean, if I was these people, I would be like, let's see what she can do. Right. Let's see what we might see the next Air Bud situation right here.
Put her a little ankle strap on there and send her out there.
Just throw the strap around her tail, see what happens. See, her recovery is just not what it should be.
4 stolen surfboards, man.
Nope, she has no center of gravity. Look at her. Look at her. Up, just falling again. Has no idea where to place those flippers.
Right? I like the little sign they put here. It says aggressive sea otter in the area. Enter the water at your own risk. Keep away from marine wildlife.
They made the sea otter look intimidating. It looks like it has like a bone mask on or something.
Our American ancestors are just shaking their head like, how we have fallen.
Oh my God.
Aggressive sea otter.
Aggressive. I'm telling you, Aquaman put out some sort of memo to the fucking sea creatures, and they are coming back.
Well, isn't the otter the first creature infected on Zootopia? Remember have you seen Zootopia? DreamWorks Zootopia? You know where there's that they're infecting them with those berries. Mm-hmm. And they're shooting them into their mouth, the aggressive otter. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's the fucking aggressive otters, one of the people.
Yeah, man.
I feel you. Around. They're not.
Get out of their ocean.
Just get out of the water. I'm telling you, every one of those fucking things that we released from SeaWorld, they fucking told. They told everybody what we did. They told
everybody what we do, man.
Oh, that news spread like water fire. Or whatever spreads into the water. I don't know.
Do you think they really release?
I think they released a good bit.
I think Free Willy's really happening out here.
Was he real or was he just CGI?
No, I mean, like,
I don't even know.
He jumped over that kid.
Was that real? Was it AI, Michael?
I mean, when
I have
did that
to
movie come
reevaluate
out?
everything.
Fucking like 94?
I don't know.
Jesus, they have CGI back then?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah.
It was Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic Park. I thought that was robots.
Oh, no, there's some CG in Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
One of the reasons it made it so fucking popular.
Oh, interesting.
We won't dive into Jurassic Park right now. That's for our other show.
Yeah.
We come back for our Higher Thoughts summer watch list when everybody's run out of content. Oh, no, man. Barry's done. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do? Right. I'm on Black Mirror kick right now.
It's about time, Mike. You're about to put on that Boardwalk Empire. You're about to get your 19. You're about to get your bootlegging Sopranos fix.
I do need to get on that.
Need to get your Atlantic City Sopranos fix.
All right, man. Well, I got my feel-good story fix, so I appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
This otter story. Way to deliver, Andy.
I want to see what other crimes she gets up to next time.
Maybe she'll steal a boat. It'd be epic. She steals their hat, too. Got the guys tied up.
I just want to see her on a jet ski. Just fucking out there on a ski-doo. Just fucking hopping waves. Just grinning. Of course she's happy. She's on a ski-doo. Look at her.
Right, exactly. All right, man. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sticking with us over the summer break. Like we said in the other shows, we'll be back September 6th with brand new episodes of True Crime Guys, and we'll be back on YouTube as well. And we'll be back September 4th with Strange and Unexplained. And we're thinking that was going to be on video as well. So
yeah, you guys
pretty excited about that, guys.
You guys are going to be in for some stuff. We got some
stuff.
Got some new changes coming down the pipeline. We're probably maybe even post some pictures of the in progress stuff we got going on. But we got some projects coming up.
I know.
Guys.
I am bad about being on social media, guys. Listen, we're still here. We are present. I'm the worst at social media in the world. When it's in the budget, that's going to be one of the first people that I employ. Will be a social media worker.
I joined the podcast.
If anyone would like to intern and be...
I joined the podcast. Like, you want to run the Twitter? I was like, cool. And then Twitter became Twitter.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, speaking of, go follow us on Instagram, at Twitter, at True Crime Guys, wherever you are, at Sandu Podcast, wherever True Crime Guys on Facebook. And make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube as well. We appreciate that. Like we said, videos will be back September 6th. And any Patreon exclusive episodes that we release in lieu of a Headlines and Shenanigans, that video will also be available on the YouTube channel like the Coors family was last week. All right, that's pretty much it. Andy, you got anything?
No, I think we're all good. Like I said, we will keep you guys updated the best we can on this devastating Rex Heuermann, Long Island serial killer story.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, like I said, guys, bear with us while we uncover facts as well as everybody else does. There might be some things that come out, might be incorrect, might be corrected later on. This is an ongoing investigation, so don't quote me on everything I get out.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, if you need more regular episodes, or if you're feeling nostalgic, you want to hear Lauren's voice, there's always Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where for just $2 a month, you can get access to all of our Vault episodes, as well as every Patreon exclusive that we have ever done. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you next week with a new Headline and Shenanigans show.
Yes, we will.
All right, anything else, Andy?
I'm all empty.
All right, well, let's just tell them to keep creeping then.
Okay.
See you guys.
Bye.
Oh, keep creeping.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to check out all the other shows on our TCG network, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel. Starting every Monday with new episodes of Strange and Unexplained, followed every other Tuesday by our audio drama podcast, Sandu Stories. Then, of course, new episodes of True Crime Guys every Wednesday. And if that's not enough, head on over to our Patreon, where you can have access to hundreds of hours of exclusive content, including older episodes, strange shorts, the latest edition of Sandu Stories, and, of course, higher thoughts. But until next time, guys, keep creeping.
You hush your mouth, boy.